Gamers. So get me compressor. Heck it, why not? I'm driving the flea!
There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open a relic.
It's almost as cool as the Game Boy for your fleas.
You found a fissure. Look out for reactant. Collect reactant to open the relic. Be aware. Only corrupted enemies will pop. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant.
I should also do the Argon Hunt today. Well, that was weird. I feel like I'm having a bit of a lag here. You're insane if you're going for the Fang Prime Bite. Holy moly.
Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Angle my mic a bit more towards me. There we go. Hopefully I sound better. Sound of butter. Warframe chassis, my favorite.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
They actually sell for good credits, so I'm not really complaining. I'm just more of making a joke at how common they are. Harrow's parts are weird to get. Because, like, people have, like, 1 billion chassis. Because you just get them from cracking relics. Or rather, you get them in missions to crack relics, because they just drop from corrupted enemies. Not the corrupted enemies, but corrupted enemies, if you know what I'm saying. There is a difference. Which gets extra weird whenever you do void missions. It becomes very difficult to tell which enemies are corrupted enemies, because void missions always have the corrupted faction. Nowadays, I believe it's called Oricon. They changed it from corrupted to Oricon. Which I don't know if they did that to make it a little more clear about where you should be using the particular mods at, or what. So apparently I had a compressa ribbon. How about that? It has status chance, electric, and extra damage to Grenier. I know the versus faction mods can be good if you use them right. I personally can't be arsed to swap out my loadout every single session. It's something that I'll use if I'm like planning on going against primarily a faction for a long time, like the Murmur. Speaking of which, I don't think we've gotten Skuldra faction mods yet. Let's take the Bratton. It's worth a few more shekels. Hey, we got one of the relics we've been wanting. Extract my bone marrow. Use it to cure children. Oh wait, that's a different doctor. Extract my pandan. Add it to my pancakes. I don't know if I've mentioned it on stream yet, but recently, I've been making pancakes with my breakfast. I say that plural as if I make more than one a day, but I make a pancake in the morning because the way Meow's breakfast tends to be is like eggs and a carb of some sort. It's usually either toast, roast potatoes, or fry bread, or a pancake. And right now I'm doing pancakes. This is a long roundabout way of saying I've been using pandan extract inside of my pancakes in the morning. Pretty tasty. It also turns my pancakes green. So I'm glad that defense missions are only 3 rounds deep these days. My absolute least favorite missions in the game. They also feel like generally faster, not even rounds aside. But like the waves come quicker, it feels. I'm not sure if that's just my imagination or what. I haven't looked into it, don't care to look into it. All I know is defense feels a lot better since the update for it. Grindle. More fun than a pillow fight. Thank you. Another really chassis. Why not? Good morrow, Voob.
That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
Dang, just short of maxing it. Good morrow, Walderhound. How art thou? Let's see. Mobile defense. You are happy. That's good. Something in particular causing you joy? Tombstone's got potato crust pizza? Oh, lucky. I'm going to have to look for that myself.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. Watch out. I'm detecting void fissures nearby. You have a magic relic.
Void Fisher
Found a fissure.
Price.
Reactant. They're dropping reactant. Use it to crack open the relic. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. You are going to need more reactant if you want to open that relic.
I'm guessing it's made of like potato flour, right?
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
And it's gluten free.
Still working on it.
French fry style crust. Chili cheese. Mozzarella cheddar butter and pressa. That sounds wild.
Open the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Who has the thing? Put it into the system. Oh, wait, they've already put it in. I am a goob.
Area completed. Move on. This will only get more difficult. Get to a terminal. Prepare for enemy resistance. Looks like heavy activity ahead. Terminal spotted.
Now, loaded bacon French fry pizza. Those sound crazy.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
How pricey is it? Because Tombstone's usually like the cheapo brand for things. One more dollar than regular pizzas. Oh, it's not too bad. Hopefully my store has them.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Ooh, warpy.
Terminal high. Keep moving.
Added ketchup to pizza? That's it, you're banned.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno.
French fry pie.
This will take a moment.
Yeah, this sounds about right. Like, when you were describing it, it's like, this sounds like chili cheese fries. Or like, an American version of poutine.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Putting pizza mix. With like, gravy and cheese.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Tombstone is a Wisconsin brand. The name like that, I'd figure they'd be like a Nevada or something. Starting a small barn up far from me.
Another job well executed.
My compressor is topped off. They're named after the bar. Ah. Tombstone Tap. Wonder how they got that name. Never mind. Alright, what we got? Fine. And back to my Coda Pure. This across the road from a cemetery. You come to drink before and after funerals. Ah. You know, impact would actually be probably pretty good on this thing because of its ridiculously high status chance. You could slap on hemorrhage and just apply a ton of what you call it? Scorch. Today you learned about the chicken sandwich incidents? What do you mean? Ew. Alright. A violent place at all the Popeyes. Someone got stabbed.
Capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Must be a pretty dang good chicken sandwich.
You found the target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
Bet you I can make one better though. The Orange War, two families selling oranges in the same street.
Interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Oh gosh. This was in Florida, wasn't it? My second guess would be New York.
Another job well executed.
Hey, cute. They like it's too spicy. Of course they say it's too spicy. They're British. They have a spice tolerance of -3. There's like Jamie Oliver things whenever he makes things that's quotation marks spicy. There's like one with David Warwick in it. And he's like eating this, I think it was supposed to be pad thai, and he's like, it's a bit spicy. And the guy literally put like half a chili inside the entire dish.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. Void fissures. You need them to open a relic, but are you confident?
It drives me up a wall.
Found a fissure. Look out for reactants. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
That also boggles the mind because, like, curry is incredibly popular in the UK, especially England.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open
So I'm just wondering, like, how is it popular when they have no heat tolerance? And I'm saying this as someone who grew up in the UK, by the way. I've always loved spicy food, though.
Area completed. Move on. We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You have collected enough reactants to open the one. Looks like heavy activity ahead.
Every family whose lightning's been struck except him.
To defend.
Oh, it's coming!
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Just when he least expects it. It'll be a bright, sunny day.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Why is there no one running? Lift. I'm just jealous of my manly lift. YouTube says he expects to get struck. Reminds me of, like, this one guy that was struck by lightning repeatedly over the course of his life, and after he died, a lightning bolt struck his grave.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Which leads me into another anecdote about a guy that was, like, late to, like, everything in his life. He was, like, never on time to anything, that people would joke that he'd be late to his own funeral. And then it turns out the hearse bringing his coffin to the, like, funeral service got stuck in traffic, so it literally made him late to his own funeral. It's funny how things happen. And yes, I use this gun because there's a maw for a cursor. It's also a nifty shotgun overall.
We're against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Come on, Daikyu! Yes! Oh.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
The temptation was there, but my desire to get the bow outweighs it. I think I just need the Daikyu grip, which is a Neo. And farming Neo relics is a lot easier than farming Lith relics, because you can just mindlessly do this one mission. I could also try to bum off others. Never mind, it's only the defense. Okay! So, we're going to your anus. Oh! I got the urge to rewatch an old video on people who survived crashes and stuff. The guy is still able to make it to his meeting on time. That's what we call dedication.
Well, looks like the infested snap is one. I haven't seen this vacancy since puberty. Fortunately for us, the conduits are still operational. Unfortunately for us, so are the security mechanisms. Get that console wheel bypass so we can get this thing started. This isn't your regular bulge. Allied thieves sold the conduits with interference routines specifically designed for the tunnel. Conduit keys are carried by high-ranking.
Muckety mucks.
Knock 'em down. See what they've got. First key. Right. Find a matching conduit. Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
Piece of piss. Canna boy. Got his arm stuck under a rock for a bunch of days. Goodness. I had a roommate in the hospital once that got his arm caught in a wood chipper. Tore it clean off. He had to be helicoptered to the hospital. And they managed to reattach it.
Here to live up to your
D10. I don't remember what a D10 is. Ah, it's the one we need! Okay, good, 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 good.
Old signal returns. Dig in. Right, they're having a go. Keep the demos away from that conduit. Body secured and wearing boots. I'll send your cut after you. Have a good one.
I can only imagine how many interesting stories doctors that work in major hospitals have. Etc. More fun than a pillow fight. Omega Mart. You have no idea what's in store for you.
Safety's on. We get to cloud call. Here we go.
High ranking in Mockety Max! God blimey!
Mind you don't get flanked.
From Space Australia.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
Punch, 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 punch.
What about you for all of those forces, interference routines, demo units too?
Piece of piss. Ooh, you carried.
Feeling lucky?
Dang, it took me so long to farm for the Carius for my first one. Just casually get it while I'm trying to get Neo Relics.
Wakey, wakey. Yeah.
Wakey, wakey, bakes and achy.
Can't do anything about that last interference routine. You'll just have to wear it. Maybe I can catch the next
It's
one.
over there.
Way ahead of you. Time to hit the park.
I can't remember what this particular color used to be. So I know it was something else. Was it green? Give me your key. There, touch me, mortal. Oh, remember what that is. Actual 9 million points of damage. I'll stay to round 8. Why is my HP so high, by the way? Is Coda? Technosite Coda Hero boosts your maximum HP? I think it does. I remember it healing you. I haven't read the thing's effect in 5 ever. I may need to take a break after this round. The turlet calls to me. The CQC weapon. Special version. You haven't done any of the Coda stuff? Been out for a while now. You haven't played since before Temple came? The Technosite stuff came with Temple, I believe. Which has... the Technosite Coda, which are basically the infested liches. And instead of you getting your weapons directly from them, Eleanor in the mall will give you weapons for the items that drop from killing the liches. Naros uses the normal version for the lifesteal. Makes health is redundant, probably. Yeah, probably, but it's still a really good weapon. An absolute crit beast. That's why I'm constantly doing red crits. Splat. Next one. Saku? Yeah. I think I can. Like, the Coda versions of the weapons are just like straight up upgrades. Like the Catabolist, it's, instead of throwing one grenade when it reloads, it throws 3. There's also stat improvements, plus the valence bonus. Also, there are valence overrides that you can get now with your standing with the goobers. That makes it to where you can change your lich weapons into any flavor you want. It has to be a level 40 first, though, so you'll have to stick it out until your thing's maxed out. I believe my Gerudo is cold affinity because of cold boosting crit damage. Like I said, this thing is a crit beast. There's a key. Yoink. Oh, there's a brown key in here somewhere. Oh, I have to nab that one.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
The recovery from Gerudo is very nice, though. It's one of the reasons why I use it. Plus, I also enjoy just going to town on these guys. Oh, a D9. That's not the one I need. Alright, I'm going to run an ad break here and a schmecken. And then Meow needs to use the can. And get more water as well. Remember to hydrate or dihydrate, gamers.
世界を君の手で守ったから今はただ翼を畳んでゆっくり眠りなさい永遠の安らぎに包まれて Love through all eternity 優しく見守る私のこの手で眠りなさい笑ってた泣いてた怒ってた君のこと覚えている忘れないいつまでも決して Until my life is exhausted まだゆく輝く人と君みんなと一緒だったかけがえのない時と知らずに私は過ごしていた今はただ大切に忍ぶよ I feel this feeling 君はね確かにあの時私のそばにいたいつだっていつだっていつだってすぐ横で笑っていたなくしても取り戻す君を I will never
I don't understand what's going on here.
I'm back. Daily dose of internet.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Session unavailable. What? You dare boot the flea?
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh, come on.
I've done what needed to be done. Kazul's delusion must end.
Interception. Huh? The what? I wrote wait.
This facility is a communications crossroad for Narmer. Listen in. I want to know what he's telling his flock.
Do you remember the 21st of September?
You have captured a radio tower.
Do you September? Don't lay a finger on my butterfinger. Oh my goodness. Take the butterfinger bars. What about the butterfinger BBs? First candy bar in existence. How dare you! Reese's Pieces or Reese's Thins. Reese's Pieces are goated. And something you can actually chew. Well, the Butterfinger is basically just honeycomb peanut brittle. Coated in chocolate as well. Hammer took candy bar to eat it. That sounds like a skill issue.
We have control of all 4 towers.
Too stiff and sticky for you? That's fair. I like them myself. So if you get any when you trick or treat, bring them to me. I will accept the sacrifice.
Saruman flame, and the mighty demon of the void cowered before him, and he feared it not.
They are broadcasting another message. Make sure the enemy never receives it. This tower is ours now. Tower lost.
Goodness. Still saying that's not a special ranged finisher.
We are dominating.
Like shooting a tongue spike out or something. That would have been cool. But alas, it's just a teleport.
We have lost control of the tower.
Dance on me, boss, catch fucking a hand back, yours, only yours, with a single dance band. It's no lie, Lisa in a crowd said, look, Harry had vagina malfunction.
Must be captured. We are in total control. Keep fighting. We have successfully decoded the message. Clear the area.
Materials, what need collecting?
All messages decrypted. Fazul is not merely insane. There is another mind at work within him.
Just admit it, Tom. You're scared to face the possibility. I'm right.
Nora is all about
Level
incentivizing.
12.
That's all from me.
Sometimes you forget about the Christmas tree you built in the abiotic factory. Why did you build a Christmas tree?
Rebuild paradise. Souls and armor will destroy all they consider makers. Archon Diamond will be at the forefront of the slaughter.
It plays music. Booger Blast.
You found her. Stay on the move. Those eyes can kill. Azul has barred the way to us heathens. That stolen deacon veils should allow you to deceive the barrier.
Indoors. You made it with things from the portal world. Fair enough. Don't come through there trying to break in. Goodness.
I do not know if Azul is truly the leader of the Archons, or their puppet. Of all of them, only Naira has the guile to seduce Nora like this.
Furniture store with zombies. So it's a furniture store. Why is this Volt the slowest player? Please, snake life. Stop teleporting. And accept your beatings. No, someone else got it. I think.
Dealt with Archon Nine expertly. Her kind may expect no mercy, no redemption.
Wow, racist. Alright, what do we get? An Aeton Anessa sculpture? How rare! Okay. Please give me a Neo. Man. Well. At least we got a sortie to do. I need to vacuum my apartment, I tell you.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
It's me. I'm the heavy unit. Bet you guys never heard that joke.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Subscribe for more.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. What did you expect? We are finished here. Move on. You've got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Put salt and pepper.
Location reached.
I should look up compressor builds. Here's what people are doing with theirs.
Tenno. This will take a moment.
I'll look it up right now. YouTube. Please load. Compressor prime build.
What do these three...
Alright, let's... put you, like, right here.
Three things have in common: the compressor, Rhino Deathwatch skin, the Hercules beetle. The answer? Pretty strong bugs. I'm the engineer, let's solve the practical problem. Much of the testing of compressor happened live on stream. Join in future streams for the research, the giveaways, and the overall shenanigans. This nifty little weapon recently got a prime upgrade. Functionally though, it is still just the compressor. It has 10 points more critical chance, 6 points more status chance on direct hits, about 9% more AoE damage, and about 16% more AoE radius. In terms of stat boosts, these aren't that significant. While the critical chance is a lot higher than before, it's still on the lower end and paired with a below average 1.8 times critical damage modifier. As with all new primes, Rhythm users will have substantially lower stats to work with. However, if you take all of the stats in the arsenal at face value, you would be deceived. It does not have 36% status chance on the AoE. Despite no visible update, Prime Fulmination does increase the AoE radius. Suppress being equipped doesn't make the weapon silent, as it already is silent, serving only to allow Avara to retain her invisibility when firing compressor. Damage fall off at maximum range is definitely higher than 20%. As for damage/S fall off, I have no idea what that is supposed to mean. It certainly doesn't reduce damage over time effects. Suffice to say, this is one of those weapons where you need to know it to understand it. You can't just look at it. Compressor fires a spread of viral bubbles which explode either shortly after impact or travelling their maximum range. With normal projectile speed, that maximum range is about 55 meters, with some variance. The direct hits work as described, nothing unusual there. The explosions, however, don't have a 36% status chance, nor 30% as stated on the normal compressor. From testing, both the normal and prime weapons have 120% status chance on their explosions. This means we have some exceptionally high status output. At base with a 4 multi-shot, 3.33 fire rate, 36% direct status, and 120% explosion status, the Compressor Prime can deliver 20 status procs per second to a direct target before mods. All nearby enemies take 16 per second from the explosions alone. With normal fire rate, multi-shot, and status modding, this only gets more ridiculous. The 2.8 meter AoE is very small, but also helps to make up for the spread of the bubble shots. By including Prime Fulmination, this extends to just over 4 meters. While still not a huge area, this extends the damage to more comfortably cover clusters of enemies, especially in choke points. It also increases the damage that enemies within the default radius would take by extending the fall-off curve. From my own testing, fall-off at max range is at least 30%, possibly even 40%, sometimes rolling half damage again, likely due to body part multipliers. What this all comes to is a weapon capable of glorious bursts of status delivery and innate viral to immediately assure you maximise the single most powerful status effect in the game. Due to the low critical stats, my first instinct will be to make this deal damage as a status-focused weapon. However, such an approach comes with some limits and issues. A status focus would benefit greatly from faction damage buffs, except we have no Primed Murmur faction mod, and no faction mods for Skuldra, Tekrot, Sentience, Thrax, or Acolytes, missing out on some of the strongest enemies we face. Many enemies are also resistant to status effects, immune to viral effects, or have an explicit weakness to critical hits. To strike a more reliable middle ground, a hybrid approach would prove more effective.
It's good for crowns.
It also wouldn't demand the switching of faction mods, and you can confidently lean into the ever-reliable heat viral combo. With this modding, the damage per second from explosions averages to 164,757, ignoring fall-off. It also applies 160 status per second from explosions, about 2/3 of them being heat. But this doesn't do compressor justice. Sure, this setup kills, but such an odd weapon can make use of odd choices far more uniquely. Cascadia Empowered is a simple arcane, dealing 750 damage flat to a target every time you apply any status effect with your secondary weapon. The type matches the effect with no cooldown, but also no modded scaling from the gun itself, except for faction mods. For this, you'll want to maximize status output at the expense of basically everything else. Status chance, multi-shot, and optionally fire rate if your ammo economy can handle it. This particular setup achieves just that, with prime fulmination to hit the greatest area. While fully stacked and aiming, this delivers 459 status effects per second from the explosions, and that's applied per enemy with zero worry about fall off. At 750 damage per status effect, that's 344,250 damage per second from the arcane alone. Such status output also means you'll have all the viral, corrosive and heat you could possibly need. Optionally, swap out embedded catalyzer for magnetic might, sacrificing some status chance to have magnetic for dealing with shields and overguard too, or to avoid needing to aim and cast as part of your shooting. While this drops down to 276,750 damage per second, a 20% drop, the damage against overguard and shields will be over 3 times stronger. The weapon damage of Compressor Prime, fired this way, is low though. The explosions average only 12,000 DPS, or 16,000 with magnetic bite. The majority of damage is from Cascadian powered when used this way. On the plus side, this has higher direct DPS than the basic hybrid setup, while also delivering a wider spread of useful status effects to enhance that output. The damage is applied fully to the whole explosive area and bypassing status caps by way of direct damage on triggered status. However, there are downsides. The damage is much harder to buff as any pure damage, critical and elemental bonuses from companions or abilities will only buff the much lower weapon damage. Eclipse and Amp, for example, have no effect on empowered. Raw, however, will boost the damage, and Prismatic Gem will boost status chance. On top of the difficulty buffing the damage, it's all non-critical, meaning it suffers the worst reduction against some forms of damage capping or attenuation, like with Acolytes. The setup is useless against status immune targets, or weaker against targets immune to specific status types like Viral. Again, a problem against Acolytes. Further still, the arcane hits will never hit the head, avoiding any damage bonuses there too, and not triggering anything that relies on headshots or headshot kills. Also, the status effects from this setup are all low damage. While the highest on-paper DPS is over 350,000, compared to the basic hybrid setup's 165,000, the hybrid setup's 160 status per second will include over 100 heat procs per second. Enhanced by Pistol Elementalist, those will each deliver 95% of the triggering hits damage again every tick, applying around another 219,000 paper damage per second. While this is mitigated by fall off, any hardy enemies without some kind of status resistance will die just as fast or faster to the hybrid build. Cascadian powered works, but there are a lot of caps on its higher level scaling. Thanks to new arcanes introduced though, the options we can indulge in with our weapons continue to expand. Despite Compressor being a clearly status-focused weapon, it is possible to make it a critical monster too. This is made real by Secondary Elevate. Secondary Elevate applies a 10% final critical chance bonus with every hit. Once the weapon applies 6 hits of orange or greater, the bonus resets to 0. More correctly, when 6 different shots, not counting multi-shot, trigger orange or greater crits is when it resets. Usually, the arcane only stacks up once per shot too. A majority of weapons will just hit the enemy with their shot and be done with it. Normal usage means shoot, trigger, and repeat. This makes it nearly impossible to land a red crit from Elevate alone. Compressor doesn't follow these rules. The direct hit counts as its own hit, and each explosion counts separately unless it coincides with another explosion. Due to Compressor's explosions having a variable delay, a single fired shot can trigger the arcane many times over. In practice, it's often 4 triggers with unmodified multi-shot, 6 to 10 times with high multi-shot. Further still, the critical chance is determined when the shot is fired. Shots in transit won't affect the arcane, only stacking or resetting it when they actually trigger. Shots fired while others are in transit can use the same or potentially higher buffs. This combination of multiple triggers per shot, low base critical chance, distinct travel time and explosion delay means compressor can be ridiculous. Say you've got a fire rate of 5.33 from Lethal Torrent. This means 5 shots can be fired in under 1 second. Including travel time and explosion delay, the 5th shot can be fired before the first one has exploded. In total, the 5th shot has left the weapon with maybe 10 or 20% higher critical chance from the first couple direct hits landing. All 5 of these shots land and explode. None of them are capable of orange crits, so it's just 5 shots delivering 8 triggers apiece. Secondary Innovate would be at 40 stacks or 400% critical chance bonus. You then fire 5 more shots. Each of these has this ludicrously high bonus. They're guaranteed to not simply red crit, but to second tier red crit with a chance of a third tier red crit. By the time you're firing the 5th shot, the first couple will have landed, but again, likely not yet exploded. All of the bonus is still available. Finally, the explosions catch up. Dozens of bubbles burst, with critical bonuses being applied 4 or more times over. The damage output far exceeds what the weapon is normally capable of. The first explosions will hit enough times to instantly clear the Innovate bonus, and the following explosions will rapidly go through a cycle of charging to 50%, then resetting, as you repeat the 6 higher tier crits in quick succession. All the while, you can keep firing and reloading, a constant flow between white, yellow, orange and red hits. We can take a build nearly identical to the original hybrid setup, for replacing our critical chance mod with Coordinate Strike and switching our arcane, swapping the roles of the mod and arcane. If we assume a normal weapons experience, where the critical power resets shortly into reaching orange crit territory, then the average output will be just below constant yellow crits, or approximately 90% critical chance. Estimating with that would give an average explosion DPS of only 140,000. But Compressor, with its regular ability to climb into red and higher crits, averages closer to full orange crits, or 200% critical chance. At that tier, the damage per second, just from the explosions, averages 262,000. This damage is applied fully into the status effects too, allowing for strong damaging procs against more resilient targets. At the same 262k explosion damage output, the heat procs applied would carry another 331,000 damage per second. This gives it more direct DPS, and therefore more status DPS than the basic hybrid build, and usually more DPS than the Cascadia Empowered build. It is, out of the 3, the most reliable method to get power out of this gun. All 3 builds, however, struggle against Necromex. Doesn't matter what you do there with Compressor, attenuation goes burr. At all times, the most broadly used ability buff will be Raw, either buffing Empowered when most things can't, or double dipping the incredible status damage output. Nothing else is this effective, be it viral subsumes and companion application, crit chance buffs, or fire rate buffs. Flat critical damage buffs, however, specifically Tenacious Bond, will do a lot of good work for Compressor on the hybrid and Innovate builds. When using the hybrid and especially Innovate builds, the damage output at times can be enough to score headshot kills. Where you can manage that, Arcane Pistolier can be used to get bottomless clip for a short period of time. When that triggers, just hold down the fire button and paint the map. Plus, it goes without saying that the mecha set, as ever, loves supporting status damage weapons. Lastly with Compressor is its unique and hidden synergy with Eurali's Surging Blades Augment. This allows a Compressor bubble to capture the blade. Rather than vanishing with its explosion, the bubble lingers for a while to create a tiny damaging zone for hapless enemies to walk into. I'll be quite honest, having tried it for both damage and for cool factor purposes, I can confidently say it fails to deliver on both. Stick to using the Compressor for itself. This new Prime hasn't fallen far from the tree, but with just enough buffs that it's still better than the original, unless you have an ideal ribbon for it. Whether you go for a typical hybrid approach, an empowered approach, or an Innovate approach, it can get a lot of work done. Also, it doesn't require to farm Vent Kid standing, which to most players is clearly the biggest buff of them all. Thank you to all channel supporters for helping to keep the guides coming, and as always, launch bubbles, cause trouble, and fight well, Tenno.
Let's see. So you have something for Daikyo, I wonder?
Warframe is a sci-fi looter shooter game. Once you've cleared the So the Daikyu Prime was released with Urani Prime, and I keep hearing how it does a lot of damage. This is fully modded at the moment, but I don't see... Oh, what should I... Go for the head? Oh, I see! And engineer likes on practical problem.
I have a soft spot for
Daikyu
weak
Prime
point
is a pretty much
weapons.
no-nonsense upgrade from the normal Daikyu. The charge shot deals 7.1% more damage, has 6 points more critical chance, 4 points more status chance, and 0.4 times higher critical damage. On its own, this is really not that much, but still a welcome buff. However, there are 2 other features added to the bow that really change it. Firstly, it has gained the ability to launch a quick shot by firing anywhere between 25% and 99% charged. While not a huge deal, this does allow for quicker shots for half damage, especially useful for taking out many weaker targets or increasing status application through fire rate. Because this feature is missing on the normal Daikyu, the comparison window in the arsenal gets a little confused on displaying the numbers. But that isn't what makes this Prime variant particularly special. It also gains the unique trait to have an extra 250% critical chance on weak point hits, additive with normal and weak point critical chance modding. What this means is Daikyu Prime absolutely excels when landing headshots or other weak point hits. Its innate critical stats love the bonus, and its innate status stats also means it can reliably apply status effects with every hit. Daikyu also has a forced impact proc with every hit. While forced impact is the best possible trigger for internal bleeding, slash procs have become far less valuable since the armor cap and health adjustment update. Not only that, slash procs are unable to be boosted by slash damage mods, deal a reduced portion of base damage compared to other damaging procs, albeit with armor bypass, and they damage a single target only, starting a whole second after the shot lands. Now, in the area of damage types like blast, slash from forced impact is not anywhere near as interesting for a precision single target weapon like this. Where it does have some surprise value is that the staggering effect will cancel Necromech and Stormfall summoning, and call variants and Skuldra activating your terminal. A single shot, so long as they're not overguarded, will instantly cancel the action and give you reprieve. So let's look at building the Daikyu. This build is somewhat different from typical primary modding. We've got Serration, an Amalgam mod, primary acuity. What's going on? Due to Daikyu having a unique trait for weak spots, it is worth leaning into that with Longbow Sharp Shot and primary acuity. Both of these only trigger on weak spot hits. Longbow Sharp Shot grants you a 4 times damage multiplier on your next attack after landing a headshot, while primary acuity buffs weak point critical chance and damage. This is further enhanced with the Daikyu specific mod Amalgam Daikyu Target Acquired, another 75% bonus to headshots. As we're not using any pure damage arcanes, Serration is a worthwhile pickup.
I don't like most of the Amalgam mods.
Serration, not Galvanized Aptitude. The reason for that is that Galvanized Aptitude does not scale from the charge shot damage, only the quick shot, meaning it provides at most only 40% extra damage per status effect on a target. With the way Daikyu plays, you probably won't want to waste the time to prime enemies when you can just one-shot them repeatedly. Also, as we're using primary acuity, our multi-shot is locked to 1. Instead, we have room to accommodate a pair of 60/60 mods for heat and cold to make our shots primarily blast, and hammer shot to further improve both status chance and critical damage. Crucially, these choices allow us to have a guaranteed proc with every shot, 50% chance of a second proc, with a 54% chance either of those procs is blast. With the minimum of modding spent on creating the blast effect, we end up with a powerful explosive force on lethal arrow hits. This setup is impressively powerful. No kill requirement is on any part of the build, meaning after the first headshot to activate Longbow Sharp Shot, Daikyu Prime is at full power. Even against boss enemies, this remains 100%. Assuming a headshot on a typical enemy, the critical chance will be 280%, giving a very high chance of a red crit. That red crit will have a 38.32 times damage multiplier, thanks also to the critical headshot bonus. A further 14.4 times headshot bonus, 4 times longbow bonus, on top of the base and elemental damage. That's a headshot of over 9 million damage. With the fire rate and an 3 meter punch through, you can deliver that many times over every second. The downside is that's entirely reserved for headshots. With body shots, you lose all the critical chance bonus, all the headshot bonus, all the weak point bonus. What was 9 million plus damage to the head becomes as low as 4,372 damage on a non-crit. 40% of the time it's all crit, but it's still just 29,383 damage. Suffice to say, if you miss the head, you're basically firing a status primer with a multi-shot of 1. Weak spot or weak shot only. I'm going to call myself out for using blast here, and more broadly, it's a symptom of game design. What's the most effective way to make single target precision weapons viable? Currently, the answer is to throw away the single target aspect by making them AoE. I was saying this in the past, every suggestion of making headshots ricochet or chain etc. Here we are, a non-explosive bow, and my genuine suggestion is to make it explosive. It's not a meme or lazy suggestion either. Various enemies are either very hard to headshot due to the hitbox and movement, or literally impossible to headshot as they lack one, like the Anatomizer. For a precision focused weapon like the Daikyu, especially if you go all in on precision, those enemies cannot be directly killed in a reasonable amount of time. By using blast on a nearby headshotable target, the very high AoE damage can take out those difficult targets instead. For one target in particular, the Skuldra Dedicant, even this is not enough. They have a weak spot on the back, but it's hard to hit without either controlling them or distracting them. They come with massive attenuation, maximum armor, and no amount of weak point shooting actively bypasses any of that. Should there be a health reach Xmas in the vicinity, or Void help you if it's the Dedicant itself, anyone not constantly on the move will heal the Dedicant.
Shaw Bunny, thank you for that raid. You've come in on the tail end of the stream, unfortunately, but we will be going still for like another 20 or so. Problems with the Skuldra? No. We're just, we're waiting on a good Neo mission, because I have a relic I want to crack. But we've been having a stinky mission for a while.
At high enough levels, this
we're listening to the Kengineer talk about the
Daikyu can handle. If you intend to take the Daikyu into a high level or Archimedia Skuldra mission, make sure you pack something specific to deal with the Dedicants. Even the forced impact procs only raise the mercy threshold. It won't make that first 20% damage.
How was the stream, everyone?
Easier.
Suppose I should pause the video again to talk. Welcome on in. Playing Warframes, farming relics, trying to get Yoreli and Daikyu. We've got Compressa, so we can shoot our bubbles.
We'll interrogate the captain back at base. Your part is done with the
And I assume that
They were lured out by
the Straw Bonnet is going to go off and do the post-stream de-streaming. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I thank you for sharing your friends with me. Yeah. But welcome on in, everyone. I'm Yoskovich. I play games, I make games. I am games.
That's it.
And today we are playing the good old grinding simulator Warframe.
Here comes the juggernaut.
I used to play DBD, I don't anymore. I play a lot of randomizers on stream as well, and sometimes do speedruns. I also tend to do open lobbies, so if you play Warframe and want someone to crack relics with, well, I'm usually around. And I'm not just talking about my shape. Warframe. Yep. I also signed up for the Soulframe beta, so hopefully I get a key. Love you some good old bug frame. Absolutely. Who doesn't like space ninjas in space? is this? Sulfur's alright, you don't have a spare key to hand out? Ah, that's fine. Hopefully, they will approve of me. I don't know if they look into pre-existing accounts or anything. Maybe they will see me and be like, oh hey, this nerd has been around for 5 million years. Let's give him a key. You already gave out the spare keys you had.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
You don't need to worry about it though. I already filled out the form and everything and sent it to them. Sadly, no founder. Still no Neo. No Neo that I want to do, anyways. Chances are I'll farm for relics off stream and then we can get to cracking on stream.
Found, Fisher. Look out for reactants.
Although there's also chances that I'll be
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
doing Duviri next time.
Stay focused. There's a heavy
I'm not sure though. I need the new spider waifu. And also see whatever other goodies they've added to Duviri since I last played. Because I am freshly coming back after a, like, I don't know, like a 2 or 3 month break. I tend to play Warframe in waves of like a month and a half and taking a few months off and coming back. To give time for more things to be added to the game, you know? This way to enjoy it without burning out. Exactly. I don't like games that force you to play constantly, or you lose out on something for forever. It does not please the meow. And though Warframe does have events that are like, you miss it, it's gone forever, they at least like return the prizes eventually. Like, they typically have an annual event for each thing. Or they do something like they put it into the Nightwave shop. I love this bug with Grendel, where it gives you the acceleration of the ball, but without the terrain being able to affect it, and you just move at lightning speeds. I don't know how to purposefully activate it. Unless I would. Pseudo prime receiver. What? Dog Days. Yeah, Dog Days is a yearly event.
mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
I also like the new stuff they've added to Dog Days. It used to be you only had the Sokatron, but now you have the Noodletron and the Blobs. Blobs OP. Oh, absolutely. There's no reason to go around Socotroning everything when you can just instantly nuke a group of enemies.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing. There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open the relic.
I'm basically trying to get the Yareli stuff that was added
Collect reactive
to the Prime pool. I've got the compressors. I've already been shown off. I want to get Daikyu Prime. I'm just missing the grip, which is why I've been waiting for a good Neo fissure. And for Yareli, I need her systems, which is an Axie relic. Which means I'm going to be doing some Lua disruptions for a while off stream. Gotta go. Alright, take care. Thank you for stopping by.
Keep moving. None of the scanners have detected
Yeah, I tend to stream most mornings. Whenever my health insanity allows. I tend to get hooked on like a game or two in a period of time and just play it a lot.
Now get to extraction.
And right now that game be Warframe. And if I get a Soulframe key, probably Soulframe as well. Oh. Got a item star, so works out. And I don't plan on stopping stream until I crack that relic. Yeah, I really don't like void defense missions. They are no bueno.
Another job well executed.
Though I haven't tried them since the big defense update. So who knows, maybe they're less obnoxious. Still no new Neo mission. God, son it.
There is a large
Yeah, waves are 3 rounds instead of 5 now.
void fissure.
And they also like doubled the amount of enemies in each round.
We're near a fissure. Use that reactor to open a relic.
Which I'll take double the enemies in half the rounds any day, because defense used to be like it just would drag on forever.
Keep moving. None of the scanners
Not to be confused with Dragon Forever. But
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and
the new update, they feel a lot faster, which I appreciate. I'm glad they are still taking the time to go back and improve things even after all these years. Isn't this game like 13 years old now? Or it's like 12, I forget. It's been around a while. 12 or 15. Then there are deranged people who say things like this in Minecraft are retro. It's like, can you really call it retro if it's constantly being updated? Though you would consider old school RuneScape to be retro. So, I guess there is a bit of a why am I tripping over my words? Bit of a philosophical debate as to what it is. Warframe's lost best ongoing game to Overwatch 2. There's more porn for Overwatch 2, that's why. Give me another string, why not?
Another job well executed.
Still say that Bo was rigged. It probably was. Those kinds of things tend to be rigged by the people with the most money. That's why Pizza Tower lost Breakout indie game to a game that wasn't Breakout nor indie. Are you kidding me? Oh, sabotage. Okay, good. Here we go. Do we end this on a hat trick? I have a feeling no. And if you're wondering what I mean by hat trick, the last two streams I got a thing I was needing on the last mission I ran of the day.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. The enemy are using a void key and a portable torsion beam device to force open the portal, destroy the key and the device.
I am the Vorb!
Travel in one direction. Start up the portal generators to reverse the polarity.
Y'all ever see Critters 2?
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Never heard of Critters 2? Have you seen any of the Critters films? Oh. Well, if you like some good old 80s horror, monster movies and whatnot, I recommend them. They are very fun films. You're not a horror fan? Tragic.
There's the torsion beam device, but they've taken the void key. Find it.
Big mistake, big mistake.
Quick, pick up the key. You got the key. Now get back to the portal.
Because my fists are ice element, you could call them fists of flurry. Alright, here we go. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the party-oli.
Torsion beam device are out of commission. The enemy will not be returning anytime soon. Tenno, there are still undiscovered
What blasts in yours to be blasts in the past?
locate them before leaving.
You potentially could. Told ya. Wouldn't happen. The game does not love me so much as to give me a hat trick. But I do thank you all for coming by today, and I thank you again, Strawbunner, for sharing your amigos with me. Let's forward the love on to someone else, shall we? Let's see who's alive. Hope you like Warframe, because Hope Dreams is playing some herself. Give them all your love. Thank you again for stopping by and keeping this old fart company. Peace, love, dope.